What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be talking about is building your ultimate team for the first week in Madden 19. Now, if you're winding down right now in Madden 18 and you're waiting right before the August 3rd deadline to get rid of your team, to get the rookie premieres, it's something that I've been speaking about the entire time since the rookie premieres were out. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that situation, that it does expire, okay, August 3rd. If you guys are not aware about it, you're going to want to search the rookie premiere on my channel and understand exactly everything that goes into it, how it gets transferred to Madden 19, all that information, because it's going to be necessary in order for you to build your team during the first week of Madden 19. This is definitely a necessity. So you can see I have 524,000 coins and I still have my full team. So I'm going to decide what I want to do, how I want to do it, and see exactly what I can get as far as going to transfer to Madden 19 and stuff like that. I've already spoken about the Calvin Ridley. Obviously, you guys know Julio Jones is going to be holding out or whatever. They don't want to redo his contract and things like that. I may be talking about that very soon on my GmiasWorld podcast. That is available worldwide, Spotify, iTunes, and it's also on YouTube at GmiasWorld Podcast. So make sure you go over there and subscribe as well, because throughout the year, I do all NFL during the season. And I evaluate your teams, your players, kind of help you with what's going on with it, and give you some really, really good feedback with what's going on based on my opinion. Okay, so the recaps are, pretty much really, really good. You should definitely check it out. All right. Now, as far as this goes, right, I'm probably going to do at least Bradley Chubb. I may end up going. See, I was thinking about Roquan Smith, but I may end up going with Van Der Esch, just because I think that the size of his neck. He ate at least 6 houses, bro, and the dude is ready to go. And I think, people don't really give a lot of dudes credit just simply because it doesn't make sense to them what these teams are doing. And obviously the Cowboys do weird things. You know what I'm saying? Like, they draft players that you're looking at it like, yo, why would he draft that guy? What's this? But I like this young man. I think that he's going to be very, very good. And I don't know why. And I'm usually right about that. When I look at a player coming in from the draft and I can say, you know what? I think that guy's going to be really good. They usually turn out to be very, very good. And like I said, I don't know why that is, but I like the way that he's handled himself thus far. He doesn't seem to have a lot of issues like a lot of Cowboy players do. So we have to wait and see how that transpires. But the first week is pretty much going to be everything that you got for free, in addition to, what else you're going to be planning on doing. What type of team are you trying to build? Okay, because with all the rookie premieres I showed you, you pretty much don't know exactly what type of team I'm building. I don't know what you're building. So when you ask me, Gmia, what should I be doing? It's up to you with the type of team you're going to be building. Because if you look at my first choices, if we go right back here, there's a reason why I don't have Sam Darnold. Like, I don't want him. I don't think that he's going to be anything that's going to give me anything that's going to be useful to my Madden 19 team early. Saquon Barkley, I think off the jump is going to be a stud. Okay, I think Derwin James is going to be good right off the jump. I think Denzel Ward's going to be good off the jump. I think this guy's going to be good off the jump also, and Bradley Chubb, but I'll go Bradley Chubb first because he's alongside Von Miller. And, I'll go from there. This guy, Calvin Ridley, I'm still not sold on him. I know he's a fast dude and stuff like that, but I don't know. Julio Jones is not happy. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to probably start finding him. He has the money to deal with it, but we don't know what's going to happen. And I don't think that Matt Ryan is going to be able to just utilize Calvin Ridley without Julio Jones. So we have to wait to see how that stuff. Maybe they do something to make him a little happy. I don't know. So as far as the way I'm building my team, you can see that I'm defensive, okay, more than offensive. And you can see that when I go to get Bradley Chubb, that's even adding more to my defense. So what you're going to need to do when you build your you build your ultimate team for the first week is you're going to have to figure out what more concerns you, your offense or your defense. Now, with me, it's always usually defense what I start off with, even though I like my team to be, rather like sick. I want my team really, really sick, but I always try to make sure that my defense is very solid because ultimately that's what's going to be the issue. That's what makes me rage more than anything else. All right, throughout Madden 18, we've had the issues with the drops. We've had a lot of things going on like that, but that's not what this is about, okay? This is what it's about right now. It's the fact that it's a new year. We're coming into a whole new, regime. We got to see what's going to be happening. But defense is always what matters first. So we have to make sure. So for instance, if you guys are saying like, you know what, I'm building an all Raiders team, you might have to hold off on that. You see what I'm saying? Because the Raiders, the players that you're probably going to be looking for that's going to be really, really good won't be there at launch. And if you try to leave, certain gaps not filled, or you put in players that are not really good, other than Khalil Mack defensively, the other guy got suspended. I don't know what, I'm saying. I don't really know Aldon Smith, and I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm using that as an example to make sure you guys understand. A lot of you guys want to put together teams based on teams that are, of the past, of right now. I wouldn't suggest that at this moment for the first week. Okay, you're looking for a user linebacker. Okay, you're looking for D tackles maybe to see how they do it, D ends maybe, but corners are a necessity. Because like I said, a lot of you guys, one of my biggest pet peeves with Madden over the last 3 years is that the zone coverage is OP, and no matter what you do, you can't get around the corners, and that's an issue. But people that don't play the game or haven't played it for a very long time don't understand why that enrages me so much. But it's a very, very, it's a glitch in the game. And then also with the fact that pass interference is going to be actually in the game according to sources, you're going to have to be able to at least be around the receiver. So you're going to, Denzel Ward, Derwin James, if I have to bring him down, okay, if I have to bring him down to corner, that'll be fine. That you see, because I'll just play deep blues. Like, you guys have to understand that. And another thing, for the people that are still asking, do the rookie premieres transfer to 19? How does it happen? If you buy them directly off the auction house, it does not transfer to 19. You have to complete the set in which I just showed you, where you see my check marks. Those players are getting transferable. And yes, after you've done all that, you can sell the card and it doesn't matter. Okay, because I don't even have Saquon Barkley. I sold him. I rage sold him. All right, and I'm going to still get him in 19. Okay, so building your team up, right? You're going to want to make sure that you have a user linebacker and your corners are good. The safeties, I'm going to just give you, let me just explain this to you, right? The safeties don't really matter as much at launch, okay? Because as long as they can float back and be able to, like if you're playing a cover 2, be able to cover the outsides, you don't really need them to be as smart. Unless you're a cover 3 dude and you're using your free safety to come down to play an out route and stuff like that, we don't know how they're going to actually play it. And then remember, keep in mind, within the first couple weeks, they usually patch the game. So regardless of how they play, you don't know if it's going to be a necessity early on. You're going to have to wait until within the first month when they do that first patch to kind of see what they're doing, because the first patch usually hurts the game the most because it changes everything up to where, it's like, yo, what the F? What's going on with this? And then after they see other things, like for instance, when they changed the fact that you couldn't spin move the way that you could at launch with Madden 18, that just made the game not fun at all for 18. Because regardless of how you didn't like it when everybody was getting juked to spin moved, it was still counters to it. You could have still done things. It wasn't like it was no way to stop it. And then they kind of broke the game and made it so that your running backs and your players that had these movements couldn't do it anymore just because, people, considered it OP. Was it wild that you were spin moving the entire team? Yes, but it's a video game. And if they make a card that can, have these type of traits in them like this, with the spin move being 97, 96 and stuff like that, they should be able to do that for the video game. You see what I'm saying? So it's certain things that, when your cards say certain things, you want to make sure that it matters. So if my card says my guy has a 99 catching, he should be able to catch it unless you're knocking his brains out with a hit stick. You see what I'm saying? Those are the only things that, I usually ask for and that I try to, I vouch for. If you're going to make it so that you're given all these numbers, the numbers should matter. This guy should be able to jump over Denzel Ward if I throw the ball up, because Denzel Ward is 5'11". Denzel Ward should not be able to summon, the Black Panther and jump higher than the Lord Jesus Christ, bro. Like, it's crazy that these things happen, but animations from what I've seen off the EA Sports website is going to still be, pretty prevalent in the game. Will it be the end-all, be-all? Probably not, but it will be prevalent in the game. So just so that you guys have an idea to understand that, that's something, there's going to still be a lot of animation action going on. So if they toned it down a little bit and these ratings on the card really matters, that's going to be something that you're going to need to understand while you're building your team. Okay? So if it does turn out, let me just give you guys the two options that I'm going to be going with, right? If I put the game in and I go and do a couple solos and I realize that the game is very, very similar to 18 and the animations are ridiculous and my receivers can't really do nothing, what I'm going to do is calmly, back out of the solo, okay? And I'm going to change up the way my team is, because I'm going to then, if the solo that I'm playing is on rookie or whatever like that, and it's like a arcade mode, I'm not going to judge it on that mode. I'm going to back out. Well, finish that solo up first, back out, find a solo that has simulation mode. See how it plays in that, because what happened is Draft Champions mimicked simulation mode a lot after the first couple patches in Madden 18, and people didn't realize that Draft Champions was like that. Like, that's why the game was so different. After that, I'm going to test that out. Then I'm going to finally go to a competitive solo to see how the corners react to my wide receivers. Once I see all that, that's going to be the game plan for me to know how to build my team. And then I'm going to break it down for you guys to explain to you, using in-game footage to explain why I think our year is going to be like this. Because usually when they patch the game, it doesn't make the game better, in my opinion. Okay? Maybe they change it this year. We have to see how that goes. But it usually alters the way the defense reacts to the offense. So if you start spending all this money early for cards that you think are really cool, like a Randy Moss, and it's similar to 18 where he can't get by anyone, he drops the ball, he does all those things, we have to know that we shouldn't invest in that. That if we get cards that go into that set, we should get rid of those cards and then make our coins. Okay? And I got more information coming up about when to sell and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys have been leaving comments like, yeah, at launch, I had this card, then I sold it, and then a week later it went up in price. You see, a lot of you guys don't watch every video that I release, so when I'm explaining to you guys specifics, it kind of goes over your head, and you think that when I say, guys, just sell, that whatever card you get, you just sell. And I say in the video that if you get a card from like 81 to 84, you could sell it, because those cards are not going to really go wild. 85 and up to like 89, you hold on to those for a little bit to see what's going on before you sell it, because I had a similar situation happen to me in Madden 18. So I'm going to be going over all that stuff later to explain to you further exactly when to sell the cards, because it all depends on when you get the actual game. Remember, the official release of Madden 19 is August 10th, 2018. So until that week, when everybody has the game, all the prices are probably going to be a little bit lower, as people try to upgrade their team as much as possible while they get it earlier with EA Access and all the other stuff, the Hall of Fame and everything like that. And that's what you guys need to understand. That's the biggest part about everything that encompasses this. When you're building your team, all of that comes into play when you get the game. You know what I'm saying? How many things you did prior to the game. And you know what? For a bonus, for anyone that has watched this video through its entirety, what I'm going to do, right? If you actually watch the video in its entirety, you're going to know I'm going to leave a code for PS4, for Madden 18 for PS4, because I had an extra one, right? And if you haven't played the game, or you want to just give it away, or you're just a kid that wants to log in, or an adult, you know, whatever, you're a gamer. Just say you're a gamer. I don't want to like you distinguish whether you're a grown man or a child, and you want to get the game to just be able to log in, or you just want to be able to get it to just have it on your console so that you can transfer it to your friend or whatever. I'm going to leave a code in here to test out what you guys are doing, okay, to see if you guys are watching the videos and understanding what's happening, and also it'll benefit you, because if you log in at least once and you didn't have the game, you'll be able to get some of the cards that will be available just because you logged in once for Madden 18. So I did have one for PS4, and it will be in the description box of this video. Okay? So, as we finalize this, this is what it is. When you build your team for the first week, my opinion, we go defense first to make sure we can stop someone while we work on figuring out how our offense is going. So we're going to need 2 good corners, a user, linebacker, maybe a D tackle. We're not worrying about safeties initially, unless we get lucky and just get a safeties that are good. We're not looking for that. That's the premise of the first week, is defense. We're gonna, have at least a decent wide receiver that may be a bum with speed, to see how it correlates with the, with how they run against the cornerbacks, to figure out what's going on with that. But the first step is defense. All right, that's the first week. Make sure you stay tuned to know how we're building our team up week to week with Madden 19 here at GmiasWorld. I'm gonna see you guys and girls later. One love.